Hello Peter, this is Susie here, and I just wanted to try to do a quick demo, although this may end up being 2 screencasts since I'm limited to 15 minutes at a pop. With that said, I have completed a dry run of the 3 questions responses that you sent me in Google Docs. So here's the link. Hopefully it will open up the correct document, which it did. Yay! So these are loaded now into I just did obviously a bogus CE1. It's not seamless, but I will demonstrate what I did do to get the information into a Google Doc. So here's 423 with the various parts. You'll have to check to see that everything gets loaded. Here's problem 838. You'll notice I added a table, which you may end up wanting to do that with some of your formatting issues. And then here's your problem 904 responses that you sent. So you can see something didn't quite line up there in the copy and paste. There were a few challenges, but I did some workarounds. They're not difficult. It's just a little bit time consuming. So with that in mind, I'm going to demonstrate exactly how I did that and recreate this. And I documented, the document is called CE Quiz Answers, so I will be adding you to that document. So here's what you originally sent me as a source file, and with that I did the traditional copy and Control C, and I'm going back to the Google Doc and I'm doing Control V, and you'll see that not all of it is going to paste. It's like, well, where's the good stuff? And we know we want the solution at the bottom, so we'll create some space here. And going back to your source document, so this is a JPEG. So I'm going to copy, you can see it's highlighted, I'm going to do the Control C, and my cursor is where it's going to insert, and there it is, voila. So that's not difficult. It's a little bit trickier with your math type, because it does not recognize this as a JPEG, which it may not be. So what I did is actually double clicked on the box where the source information is, and you can see as I'm highlighting it turns black, and I once again do a copy and I'm on your source document here, so back to where I want it, I do return and then do a paste, and there it is, voila. So it's really not that difficult. It's just that you do have to do a little of the it's like Legos basically. And then we want to bring our solution back up, and there it is in one page. So that's how that works, and I will close the source document back here with a file and close, and I'm going to say don't save my changes. So there's that one. Now let's go ahead and open up the one that was a little bit more interesting, which was your 904, which had the big table. And once again, I can do this, but I do not recommend copying the table until you recreate the table, because otherwise it will not appear as a table. So I've copied and pasted the top part, and I went ahead and I corrected and counted the number, how your table is set up. So you go up here and you say table, insert table, and it was 3 columns, and it really did have, I think, 27 something or other, but you can resize the table here. As you can see, it's pretty easy. And we'll go back to your source document here, and now when I copy, I guess I could do all of it here. Let's see how it goes. And I'm going back to my Google Doc, and when I paste it in there, oops, it didn't paste like it did last time. Well, I might have to work on that again, but it did paste the first time into the table. Let me stop. Back and did a little test drive. I think my problem was I took too much. So insert table, 3 columns by, I'll do 20 the max, even though it has 27 on your table. And make sure that when you copy and paste a table, that it just takes the information exactly on the table, nothing extra. And hopefully it'll work this time the way it's supposed to. And there it is, the way it was on the paper. So that's pretty sweet. It's doable. We can take away some extra space and bring that table up. So that works. And there's the table, and here's this solution. And then there was one other thing the correct answer is. So we'll just do a copy and paste of that information. As you can see, it's a lot of clicking, copy and paste. And so there's that one. And then your final one is, I'm going to close this, and I have to stop.